In July 1898, the Sun came out with an article called City Water Supply. And in it, Mayor Latrobe of Baltimore was assuring the people that lived around the Chesapeake Bay that the sewage and the pollution coming down the Susquehanna from the northern part of Pennsylvania was not going to affect the Bay Area and the oyster population. In fact, in Gilbert Watson's article, The Susquehanna, he said that 27,500 square miles of basin empty into the Chesapeake Bay from the Susquehanna. Now, what did this have to do with the Harrisburg Eighth Ward? Well, it actually had everything to do, because in the 1890s, this area got all its water from the Susquehanna, and that was polluted with industrial waste. They would go and there would be sewage and grump all over. The water would come out brown, and it was disgusting. And the people in Harrisburg wanted the new, something new. They wanted clean drinking water. They wanted fresh area for their parks. It was crime ridden in this whole area, and they wanted something to change. And that change did happen. In Hugh O'Connor's Science at the World's Fair, and the New York Times in 1939, he talked about how the illumination from the brand new electric lights for the first time used in the World's Fair turned night into day and changed people's minds about what a modern city should look like. They also showed Beaux Art building, which is the kind that you see behind me here, like a neoclassical. And in the article, John Eberhart, Urban Design Building of a City of Tomorrow, from the Washington Post in June 1988, he talks about how this movement, this Beaux Art and architectural movement here, would damage the architectural world up until World War II. Well, people in Harrisburg really wanted this change, because in 1897, the Capitol building burned to the ground because of fire. And other houses and forest fires were on the rage around because of the deforestation and the lack of water. In fact, in Paul Goodberg's article, A Bit of Old Athens, in the New York Times, in October 8th of 1989, they said that they spent $13 million on the Capitol, but that changed to over $127 million as it expanded into the Eighth Ward in over 1 million square feet, and still growing. In fact, the newest building was just a few years ago. In 2023 was the Archive building. And these buildings were great because they were anti-fire. They were made of stone, so you can't burn them down. They had modern electricity. They brought with them paved roads and parks for the whole community, and which is what the people wanted. They wanted this kind of change. They wanted electricity. They wanted brand new plumbing. They wanted a new city. They wanted the dilapidated houses torn down. They wanted a new city that the Beaux Arts movement was offering them, and the Eighth Ward was in their way. And that's what the Capitol offered them. That's why the Eighth Ward was destroyed. In the eyes of the people in the Eighth Ward, it was a horrible thing happening to them. But in the eyes of the city of Harrisburg, it was a turning of the page. It was modern technology coming into their homes, and it was a new and interesting place for the people of Harrisburg. Thank you.